Alright, so I was getting ready to leave and I thought this was solid bedrock, so I assumed all the gold stopped there. And I just hit that rock right there with the crowbar and it popped down. There's all this material underneath. I just did a pan and look at this. It's kind of hard to leave when you're getting pans like this. There's about 100 microcolors in there, plus some really nice pieces, some chunky bits. I really should clean the rest of that out. The problem is I could come back and clean it out more, but I don't know if I'll be back to this part of the river in a while, so might as well stay and clean the rest of this out. Alright, good morning guys, welcome back to another video. We are back out in the California motherlode, and I am revisiting a spot that we recently, well not recently, but we filmed a couple of videos over here during the winter when the river was raging, and it looks completely different. So this rock right here, the water was almost going over, and where we are sitting right here, it was swirling and dropping probably gold. So the goal today is to kind of, first I was hoping to be able to sluice, and second of all just kind of check this spot out. And then I was also thinking of swimming across and doing some crevicing across on the other side, which I know is going to have some amazing gold. That, and I was hoping to be able to set up a sluice and run this material that I was getting super good flower gold in, but it seems like there's really no place to sluice right here. I thought there would be a spot right here. The only possible place is over there, but there's no way to get to it. So this is all cliff right here. So we're gonna grab our pan. We're gonna go do some test pans, kind of dig around. I was hoping to really be able to sluice today, but that spot right there, we were getting so much gold, and maybe I'll be able to crevice now the water stopped running. Right here, there was so much gold in this crevice, and we probably got a couple grams just sitting right here, which was incredible. And there's lots of gold in all of this flood material. It's just getting down under it, to it, and yeah, so there's definitely lots of gold everywhere here. You just have to break some rocks open, get down to it. We do have a breaker bar that we hiked in a couple miles, and we have access to that if we need it. I'm gonna do some test pans here. I know there's gold already there. I'd like to see what I left from our last trip, and then we're gonna probably get our wetsuit on, cross to the other side, have a look at what's over there for crevicing wise, because I believe there's some really good material over there. If I could cross with my stuff, that's the goal. All right, we got our tools. We're gonna go ahead and crevice this out, see what we left. I know there's lots of gold still in there. By lots, I mean maybe like a quarter gram total if we clean everything out really well. But not sure if someone has worked this since we've been here, about 4 or 5 months ago. I don't know. It's been a while, so let's first have a look at the material. Yep. Just like I remember it. Alright. Let's fill this thing up. Lay like. You wouldn't think there'd be gold in material like this. And actually some crazy looking crevices down there. It's more like dirt, which is interesting, but I know there's gold coming down this little creek, and it's concentrating here. It's mostly flower gold, but once in a while you get a little chunky bit if you're lucky. This bedrock just disintegrates. So the pan's pretty full. We'll go ahead and go pan this out, and we'll come back and do another pan depending on our results. If it's really good, we'll keep going. If it's not, we will pick another spot we've worked and see if we left any. Wash it off. We're down to the black sands. Let's see if there's any gold left in the crevice. Oh yeah, definitely lots of micro gold. Some nice little chunky bits as well. As you can see, there's quite a bit of gold there. It's not a bad pan right there. Not amazing, but lots of micro gold. It's gonna be a fun time cleaning all this up, but yeah, not bad. Alright, so the next spot I'm gonna try, I will go back and clean that out more, but during the winter the water is rushing like this, and I think it's dropping most of the gold over here. So I would think it would hit that rock and drop, you know. So I know that's just my theory, if the gold even makes it over to this wall. So what we're gonna do is do a test pan right here. I already moved a couple of the rocks just to see, and the material looked all right. It didn't look amazing, but I will test pan it. Ooh, this rock is so slippery. Also some crevices over here. Could be possibly really good. I know right here, this is probably dropping a bunch of gold. This is swirling. It's just a slow pool right here. That's why there's a lot of smaller rocks and bigger rocks over here. That's where the faster water is. But yeah, while it's warming up, we'll do a lot of tests over here before we decide to go across to the other side. Just because I know that water is cold right now, but in about an hour or so it's gonna be hot, and I'm gonna be able to swim across and do tests. So we'll do that. A bunch of ants over here too. So where we're at right now, during the winter, this will be under 4 feet of water. So hoping is dropping gold right here, you know. Yeah. Looks like the right material. Need to grab that breaker bar and break some material loose or something. It's actually clay right here, which is surprising. Clay slash dirt. Not as much black sand as normal, but might have something. Oh, we got a little bit of gold. Yeah, there's, micro gold and a little bit of chunky stuff. You could probably run all this material from this area and get quite a bit of gold if you really wanted to. So I want to show you guys the pan I just got. It's not amazing, but there's a little bit of chunky gold, which usually I'm getting really small micro gold here. And this is down there, which normally when you dig a couple of inches like that, you're never going to get gold like this, which is a good sign. So if I maybe move some of these other rocks, maybe I'll unjam a couple of these and see what's underneath those, because that is impressive. I'm assuming it's just like what I was thinking during the winter. There's a lot of swirling water, and this is the first place the water really slows down, so a lot of the gold just drops. That's why I'm getting little chunky bits. So if I were to dig on a bunch of this stuff right here, I think I would be able to get a decent pan or a decent day, maybe half a gram if I'm lucky. But yeah, let's go ahead and snuffer this up and keep working on this. We'll keep chipping away. I think we'll remove a bunch of these rocks and maybe dig right here between these two rocks, see what the material looks like between there under all this sand. It's kind of what this was. Under a bunch of sand there was actually some decent gold. Alright, well, I got a really big flake right there, not much other except for micro gold. A lot of micro gold all throughout here. It's just so much flood gold. I think it's just this rock is what causes it. The river hits it and it swirls off to this way and it just drops all kinds of stuff right here. So I'm sure at one point if you were ever to dig down and hit bedrock, you get great gold. The problem here is there's no place to move that material. You're gonna have to pan everything. So the plan here is I have a crevice over there I want to go check out, pan that out real quick, and then we're going to get ready to go across, because I know across the river on the other side is great gold. Usually the crevices are packed full. It's just getting across. So what we'll do is go check this one crevice out, pan it out, and then we'll start getting ready to head across to the other side and do some panning, and hopefully we'll hit a nice crevice over there. The bedrock looks amazing. it looks like perfect place for gold to get stuck. There's all kinds of, I like to eventually, once I get across, go on top of that bedrock and check out that spot, because that might be a great spot to get the wetsuit on and snipe, possibly. We'll see. So let's go ahead and go check out that crevice and see what we get. Alright, I am not looking forward to getting in this water. I'm not a big fan of cold water. I know it's not freezing cold, but it's not bad, but it is a little chilly. So I could go to that rock, and just swim across that short distance over there. I know there's great gold around this rock if I ever was able to get down here. Just the water is super deep here. Alright, we swam across. It's already cold. There's a little bit of breeze in this canyon, but I'm soaking wet. Didn't get my head wet though. Just swam across. Luckily the tub floated, so I just pushed it across. I already see a decent crevice right here. Let's see if it paid off getting to the other side. We'll kind of work this crevice real quick. Let's see if I can. Thought that thing would be jammed. Still looks like good material. We'll see. Take a rock out of here. Not the perfect material, but I know it's going to have at least a couple specks in here. Oh yeah, a little bit. Yeah, actually not bad. Not bad at all. I'm excited to see what else. That wasn't even a good crevice. We gotta go find some better ones, but that was just a little drop zone with quite a bit of gold in it. So I'm thinking if we test a lot of these other crevices, we'll be looking at way better gold. Let's do it. Also, it's about halfway through the day. I need to run across, get a drink, get some food, and we might spend the rest of the day over where we started, just because it's kind of a little late in the day to start a whole new spot in a whole new area and dig in the river. It's going to take me an hour or two to punch through to the pay layer. By that time I have to pack up and head out of here. So we'll go ahead, swim across. I think we got maybe a quarter gram. I'll have to see. But let's go ahead and swim across and do some more panning. Alright, we just got across and we took our lunch. Honestly, it's a nice day right now just because this side is shaded. Usually I'm used to working that other side. As soon as I got back over here, I'm like, oh, now I don't need to get in the water. It's just so hot over on the other side because of the sun. Before we continue the video, I want a huge shout out to High Plains Prospectors. They support the channel and help me make more videos, especially when you guys shop through me. So if you guys are looking for any gear or need a restock or need Christmas gear, gifts for Christmas, go check out highplainsprospectors.com and use the code right here. And when you guys check out, you get a small discount, and on top of that, you help support the channel so I can make more videos. I really appreciate it. We're trying to save up for a metal detector. I really want to start doing detecting videos, but it is very hard to do when detectors are... The one I want is the 2300, the MineLab 2300, and it's pretty expensive. So eventually we'll get it. Maybe in a year or two, you guys will get to see some detecting videos. So every time you guys buy through me, it helps go towards that. And when you check out my website, it helps go towards that. And also, when you guys join as channel members, it helps me come out, film more videos. And yeah, I really appreciate it. Huge shout out to my channel members as well. I really appreciate you guys. I can't believe how fast we're growing with channel members and subscribers. I'm hoping to eventually hit 50,000 in a year or two. Maybe we'll set a goal for this year, but next year for sure we're gonna be working towards that 50,000 subscriber mark. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and let's continue. I'm gonna show you guys what we have so far for the day. I think we're at a 1/4 gram so far. It's my guess. And let's have a look and see. We haven't done amazing, but it's kind of just a relaxing day because tomorrow I got a really big day of hiking and stuff. So not a bad little smile. That's all light stuff, nothing huge. It's still not a bad smile for being midday. So I think we're gonna go back to crevicing because it seems like the crevicing is what's giving us bigger and chunkier stuff. So, and I want to take advantage of me having that rock bar before I hike it out, because it is a heck of a fun thing to hike in and out, a couple miles in and a couple miles out. So we're gonna take advantage. I think there's some crevices I wanted to break open and see if we can get some good gold and some material. So let's go ahead and snuffer this back up, and let's get to crevicing. You got to be very careful at this spot. I almost fell over there. I stepped on a rock and it was just sitting there, and it fell forward as I was standing on it, and luckily I caught myself instead of it cutting me, because there's a very sharp one. It's one of these, and you got to be very careful. This spot, this huge boulder used to be up here where that bush was, and one of the days Mike was digging or something, and that thing just came down, and luckily he was out of the way, you know, or actually he moved out of the way to go sluice. It just came down while he was sluicing up above it, and it came down where he was working, which is crazy. You gotta be very careful at this spot. Lots of potential injuries here. So we're gonna grab the breaker bar and get up there and see if we can break open some of those holes. I think we're gonna try to get more gold out of this little hole that we were working earlier. Let's see if I can. All right, we got a pan of muck. Let's go see if there's any gold in this muck. Here's a nice little flake. Here's a nice little flake. It's probably very light, that's why it's at the top. Alright, do a pan back. Saw a decent little flake. Oh wow. Oh my goodness. That's the best pan of the day. That's a bunch of nice pieces. I wonder where those were in. Probably that bedrock I broke open. Wow. It's actually not a bad pan at all for this spot. Well, I guess we're gonna have to break the rest of this bedrock. I know I really want to break up some of this as well. I was getting really chunky gold there, but I wasn't able to with the smaller pry bar. Now since we have the rock bar, we'll be able to really break some of this open. So let's break all throughout there. I'd love to see if I could pop that baby out right there. I know there's some gold behind it. Break some of that down. So let's do it. Let's do a little time lapse and remove some rock. All right, we got another juicy pan of bedrock. We're gonna have to really wash this off because it's like clay on it. So let's go pan this one out and see what we got. Go ahead and see if we do just as good or if we get some pickers in this one. Oh yeah. Wow. Wow. Oh my goodness. Those are amazing pans for this spot. Usually I'm just getting flour gold here. Might actually hit 1/2 gram easily today. That's incredible. Honestly, I thought this huge hole was actually finished. I just can't believe it just keeps going. There's more gold in there. Guess I had to break the bedrock. The only thing is during the winter, it was really hard because this was full of water. So every time you broke it, the gold just dropped even further. So luckily right now I could just scoop everything out. So let's go ahead and break some more. And eventually I'd like to see if this thing will pop out, but it seems like it doesn't want to. But we'll try. Let's try. I think that's just the surface stuff. Still gotta scrape it off. I don't think it's gold. I think it's paint off the crowbar. Is it? Huh? Don't know. Well, let me find. I think it's paint. It's really hard to tell, but how did it get way in there, jam like that? I know I might get some hate. I'm not throwing all the rocks to get washed off, and that's because I'm seeing the ones that have clay I'm throwing away. That's what's going on. I'm not throwing everything in my pan, but there is some of them that are clean, so Alright, let's go pan this out and see what else we got. It's probably not going to have as much pickers, but I know there was gold all the way up to here. There was material here, and it was just loaded with gold. So it's just concentrated on this little waterfall. See if there's any gold in that. This isn't the clay, this was more of that bedrock coming down the little waterfall. Oh yeah, we got gold. And oh, nice chunky bit too. A couple of chunky bits. Not as amazing, but there is quite a bit of smaller stuff, and those two pieces are chunkier. Here's another one. Yeah, there's gold in there. I did a pretty good job of cleaning most of that out originally. It's that spot where it drops down in. It was probably collecting pickers like crazy is what it looks like. All right, before we do the outro, let's see what we got for the day. I'm hoping close to 1/2 gram, but we will see. All right, here we go. I think we're at 1/2 gram. Some nice pickers. Let's say 0.65 to be on this. Oh, maybe more than that. All right. Maybe we got 1 gram. I'm not gonna say we did. We might have, possibly. Maybe we'll do a few more pans just to hopefully get closer to the gram. But I know for sure we hit that 1/2 gram mark for today. Possibly. Just depends on the way you look at it. But yeah, let's go ahead and snuffer all this up and do maybe a pan or two more and then get out of here. Alright guys, we're about to pack up and head out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Also a huge shout out to any new channel members this week. I really appreciate anybody that joins, and especially all my members. You guys are a huge help to the channel. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye. Alright guys, we made it back to the house. Here is the gold. I did my best to clean it up, and it's mostly gold now. Let's go ahead and tear this. And I'm actually quite surprised how much gold is still left at that spot, and I've been there quite a few times. It's probably going to take quite a few trips to clean out all that bedrock, and you still have all that flood gold too. So if that creek ever starts running, I'll probably be back running some flood gold. But yeah, let's see how much we got. My guess was like 1/2 gram. Ooh. We're right at 1 gram. Woohoo! I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Also a huge shout out to my channel members and Patreon members listed up on the screen. If you guys would like to help support the channel, consider checking out my website mishaboylan.com. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.
He's chasing dreams that go worldwide. Misha passes dreams with pride, shining nuggets in the daylight. With every scoop, this tale's untold. A YouTuber digging up the gold.